IMSA's Motul Course de Monterey is now complete, and there's a lot to talk about. An incident happened right there at turn 4, which defined the end of this event. It was a battle between Porsche and Cadillac for the race win, and that incident changed the outcome of this race. So this is my race review of WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca's Motul Course de Monterey, powered by Hyundai N in 2024.
First up, we need to discuss the start, because in the GTP field, it would be Sebastian Bourdais' pole-sitting Cadillac that would lead the field to green and down to the Andretti hairpin. But it would be Cadillac on Cadillac violence, as Pipo Derani was looking to take the lead for the Whelen Engineering Cadillac, even trying a bold overtake at turn 4. Thankfully, the Frenchman had him covered and continued to lead in the CGR entry. Behind the Cadillacs at this point was the number 24 BMW, which was showing some pretty decent pace and already looking to challenge Derani for second position. But the BMW was not alone in this fight, because the two Porsche Penske's were right behind in 4th and 5th. Meanwhile, in the GT field, the two Corvettes from Pratt Miller Motorsports had very strong pace. Katzberg in the number 4 car would lead the GTD Pro field, and Garcia in the number 3 car would be right behind in 2nd. During the first hour especially, even though they had competition, the Pratt Miller Corvettes were showing off some very strong pace here at Laguna Seca. And when it comes down to GM as a whole here at Laguna Seca, they were running really well with their brands. For the first hour at least, the Cadillacs in GTP were running 1st and 2nd, and the Corvettes in GTD Pro were running 1st and 2nd. Things were looking good for General Motors. I also want to mention a brilliant overtake for the number 25 BMW, and this was at the corkscrew when the number 40 Acura pushed the number 7 Porsche wide, allowing for the number 25 BMW to overtake both cars and leapfrog from 8th to 6th in one corner. The first full course caution of the day came out when some sort of car piece was left out on track after coming off of the number 7 Porsche Penske entry. And after some pit stops as well as some confusion on who was to lead the restart in GTP, the number 6 Porsche would lead the field to green, followed by Jack Aitken in the number 31 Cadillac. But eventually the British driver would get past Nick Tandy, who had jumped in the number 6 Porsche in place of Mathieu Jaminet. Renger van der Zande also made an audacious overtake into the corkscrew on the number 6 Porsche, eventually allowing for Cadillac to reclaim the spots of 1st and 2nd. Back in the GTD Pro field at this time, the Corvettes had competition and were no longer in the race lead. It was now the number 9 Pfaff Motorsports McLaren. This was clearly turning out to be a better race for the Pfaff McLaren, which had a difficult start to this season, and it's good to see the Canadian team return to fighting for first position in IMSA. But even though the former Mazda driver Oliver Jarvis was now behind the wheel in the number 9 McLaren leading away, he still had Lauren Heinrich behind in the number 77 AO Racing Porsche, famously known as Rexy, searching for their first win in the GTD Pro class. In the second half of this race, it wasn't turning out to be a good result for BMW in GTP. Despite the number 24 car qualifying in 3rd position and battling the Cadillacs and Porsches for the podium positions in the first half of this race, unfortunately both entries found the gravel at multiple points. It's a shame those moments happened because the BMW M Hybrid V8s were showing some pretty decent pace here at Laguna Seca, but I'm hoping they bounce back stronger with a podium finish or maybe even a race win at the Detroit Grand Prix later this month. Heading into the final hour, I think that two things decided the race win in GTP, one of them being an incident which I'll talk about later on, but the other was strategy. The cars that were in the battle for the race win included the two Porsche Penske's and the two Cadillac entries, the Action Express and Chip Ganassi cars. Of the 4 cars mentioned, Jack Aitken's number 31 Cadillac was the first to come to pit road. The team decided to put in fuel and change right side tires only. Next was the 01 Cadillac and the number 7 Porsche to come to the pit lane. Interestingly, Chip Ganassi Racing would not change tires on the 01 Cadillac, where they would on the rears for the number 7 Porsche. Of those 4 cars, the number 6 Porsche was the last to come to pit road, and the team did not change tires but did get fuel. This, in my opinion, was a great call from Porsche Penske Motorsport, because since they didn't change tires, the number 6 Porsche would come out just behind the number 31 Cadillac, which was now the race leader. However, on the 01 side, the strategy wasn't working out for the Long Beach winning Cadillac, as Renger van de Zande was struggling with the tires and rapidly losing time to the race leaders and the number 7 Porsche, which was in 4th and looking to get on the podium. What this meant was that the 01 Cadillac was no longer in a position to take this race win, and the victory was now between the number 31 Cadillac and the number 6 Porsche in GTP. Speaking of the race lead, I haven't talked a lot about GTD, but in the lead in that class was the number 557 BMW from Turner Motorsports with Robbie Foley behind the wheel. Speaking of that entry, that car typically runs as the number 96 in IMSA, but the Motul Course de Monterey is the record-breaking 557th race for Turner Motorsports with BMW. Taking the win here at Laguna Seca while celebrating that achievement would be a great result. However, the result would be devastating for Turner Motorsports. This was because contact was made from the number 40 GTP Acura with the BMW, sending that car off track and making them lose the lead. Unfortunately, this would result in the 557 car going down to second. The 57 Windward Mercedes would therefore take the race lead. Back up in GTP, things were getting very intense for the race win. The number 6 Porsche was continuously pressurizing Jack Aitken in the number 31 Cadillac, but the British driver was successfully holding back Nick Tandy. The number 6 Porsche had pace but couldn't find a way past the very quick number 31 Cadillac, until a moment happened at turn 4. In the final 12 minutes of this event, Jack Aitken was looking to get past some GT traffic, and ran out of room and went wide on the exit of turn 4. Nick Tandy in the number 6 Porsche took advantage of this and took the race lead in GTP. From that point onward, Jack Aitken in the 31 Cadillac could not recover the position, and Nick Tandy in the number 6 Porsche kept ahead and continuously led the race. Ultimately, it would be the number 6 Porsche Penske that would secure the victory at the Motul Course de Monterey, allowing for Porsche to secure their first win at Laguna Seca's endurance race since 1987, when Klaus Ludwig took victory in a Porsche 962 from Bayside Disposal Racing. Mathieu Jaminet and Nick Tandy would take the win for Porsche Penske Motorsport, with the number 6 car achieving its first win in 2024. The 31 Cadillac would cross the line in second, being so close to achieving victory in 2024 once again, with the number 7 Porsche on the podium in third, achieving their 4th straight podium in 2024. Another fantastic achievement for Porsche came in GTD Pro, when the number 77 AO Racing Porsche, famously known as Rexy, took the win finally in IMSA. Rexy was finally victorious, with Lauren Heinrich and Sebastian Priaulx coming across the line to finish ahead of the number 9 Pfaff McLaren and the number 4 Pratt Miller Corvette. In GTD, it would be the number 57 Windward Racing Mercedes on top. This team is on unbelievable form in 2024, with the 57 Mercedes taking its 3rd win this season. In second would be the number 557 Turner BMW, and in third would be the number 120 Wright Motorsports Porsche. Coming out of this race at Laguna Seca, the championship standing still has the number 7 Porsche Penske on top. In GTD Pro, it's now the number 77 AO Racing Rexy Porsche in the lead. And then in GTD, it's once again the Windward Racing Mercedes extending their championship lead in the GT class. So that completes my race review of the 2024 Motul Course de Monterey powered by Hyundai N. I also attended this event in person, and it definitely was worth the experience. I highly recommend heading to Laguna Seca one day for this race. Next up, IMSA is going to Detroit for the first time since 2022. But what are your thoughts about this race at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca? Did you enjoy the action? Well, as always, let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, I suggest subscribing. The reason why is because I make endurance racing content mainly on WEC and IMSA every week. And if you want to watch more videos, there's options on your screen. But for now, that's it from me. I'll see you in the next one.